Do you, I don't even want to talk about the subject today. Do you want to hide or run or disappear and implode or sometimes even throw up when you get a compliment? Ooh. If that's you, because that is definitely me, then today's quick hack that I have been using today is probably for you. So let's get to it. Ugh. Okay, so today's subject is very touchy for me, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you. Sorry if I feel or seem a little bit like animated, but I'm still coming down from that feeling, even though I've used this hack. But I will say the hack that I'm going to show you is allowing me and helping me to walk through that journey and to chat with you today, to share this process with you. But I'm not trying to hide how I feel. I'm trying to be, really honest in that experience. And I'm so sorry if that is making any of you out there feeling anxious too. I'm doing my best. Thanks for being here, by the way. I don't know about you, but I am, although extroverted, I am also very introverted with a history of trauma. Like a lot of you, I have done an incredible amount of work in that area. If you haven't yet, it's okay. You're still welcome here. We all have to start somewhere, right? But when I receive a compliment, it reminds me of all of the work I still need to do when it comes to the arena of self-value when it comes to other people. What I mean by that is I know that I'm valuable, but then when other people believe it, I suddenly do not believe it at all. And I feel bad that they even believe so in the first place. I think, what have I done to make these people think that I am worthwhile being valued, right? And I start to question everything that I thought I knew about myself when I was at home or not being complimented. So let's talk about the basics of what's going on here, because I think that that's important in understanding. So if you are like me and you have some of these tendencies, what may be occurring and what occurs for me is something called imposter syndrome. We haven't gone over that yet specifically, but basically it means this. And when you receive that compliment, you suddenly feel like, what? Oh no, I do not deserve this compliment. I don't know where this came from, but clearly they are misreading me and my value. Your anxiety can shoot up, right? Either you just don't know what to do with it. You don't like having attention on you. I find that very triggering. If I'm in control of having attention on me, I can handle that. But if there is suddenly attention on me and I feel out of control of that attention, even if it's positive, that I find very triggering. And you can also just have the mindset of just not believing it or thinking it won't last. Even if we don't realize that, there can be that fear of, this feels really good, but it's not going to last. So I can't feel good about it, or I can't accept it. When's it going to end? When are they going to then decide that I no longer deserve this compliment or have value? So let's not accept it at all. It's more protective. So when you receive a compliment, you can often feel sort of this thrashing around inside, in here and all over of, this dichotomy of negativity and positivity and feeling confused and overwhelmed and worry and not wanting to look a certain way or come across a certain way, but also just not knowing what to do with this thing that has been lovingly tossed upon you, most likely. I will say I was complimented today, and that is what has set off how I feel, obviously, I think, and also the catalyst for us doing this chat this week. When I received this compliment, I realized that I had forgotten this hack. And what tipped me off to that was I was on the phone with someone, and then I suddenly realized that my shirt was up over my head and my hands, well, one hand was covering my face. I was just shaking like, no, 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 no. I wanted to run, scream, hide, throw up. It was just a lot was going on. But I also felt so much love from this person, and I didn't know what to do with it. I wanted to say thank you, but I could barely talk because like my whole body was just like clenching up. Everything was just happening all at once, and I wanted to appreciate that, and I wanted them to know how much I appreciated it without sounding weird. Not that that really matters, but just wanting to handle the situation in a way that I wanted to handle it in, and I was not. So when I realized that about what I was doing, I then remembered this hack and did it, and it did help me. So the hack that I'm about to share with you is something that you can use in the moment, or if you've forgotten and you're in that frenzy, you can deploy this hack during the situation and even after as well. Again, this channel is not about being perfect, right? It's just about doing your best and trying to be your best and experimenting along the way in ways that work for you. So, okay, let's get to the hack. Okay.
There's a lot of tips out there for how to accept a compliment. And a lot of it has to do with out there, what you put out there, how to respond, this and that. And those are super valid, and I will post some of those below, but those get talked about a lot, and this channel is all about talking about stuff that doesn't get spotlighted enough. So
this has to do with how to handle those emotions with a phrase, a hack phrase. The reason it's so simple is because it's easier to remember. It's easier to just use. You don't have to think about it a lot when you're using it in the moment. And it dovetails nicely in with those stress hacks that we talk about and all the other stuff that we talk about that you can absolutely use along with this hack. But this phrase can really help spark all of those memories and get a handle on how you're feeling in the moment. So the phrase is just telling yourself that you are safe and it is safe to absorb the compliment. You can even shorten it to, I am safe and I can absorb this. Or shorten it even more to, it's safe to absorb this. It's safe to absorb this. It's safe to absorb this. And just repeating that to yourself in here, if you're in a conversation, or if it's an email, you can say it out loud, but saying that to yourself, because what it helps you do is not focus on whether it's correct or not, but focusing on the fact that this is safe. It is safe for me to feel good. It is safe for you to have someone find value in you. And it helps you to stay present, because I don't know if you've noticed, but when you receive a compliment, at least for me, my attention goes from out here to right in here. And I suddenly get zoned right into everything that's going on inside of me. When really what I would like is to have it just quickly subside. And perhaps at some point, that's just how it is. It just comes in, I absorb it, and it's okay, it's safe. And it really helps you to stay present in your conversation. Instead of going through everything that's going on and trying to debate with yourself whether or not this is right, how bad you feel, all that stuff, it helps you to stay more present. And if you're like me with social anxiety, when these things happen, it strips you of so much energy, and it can be bumpy to get back into the conversation that you were in, which is kind of a nightmare, even though it's really okay in the end anyway. But It's just something else to work through. So I'm going to compliment you, and I want you to try to use this hack to walk through this. And then I'm going to share with you what to do following the hack that can help you even more. Okay. I mean this because I truly believe this about you. Everyone, I believe this. Okay. All right. You are full of love. You are kind. You are smart. You have compassion and so much love to give. You are courageous and brave. You are capable. You are loved. You are valuable. And you are enough. Try to absorb that. You are safe, and this is safe for you to absorb. This is safe for you to feel. You are enough. You have value. You are not an imposter. You are a beautiful human who deserves love and success, and to be able to feel good and to feel confident and be surrounded by healthy people who see that in you. You are safe. Here's one of the great things about being able to accept compliments in here and in here is that it's actually a tool to help you survive, thrive, and be more sustainable. Because it helps you to cultivate and build on those grounding blocks that we all need to have more confidence in our self-value. So when you're able to accept compliments and to absorb them, you actually are using that as a tool to help you reign over everything in your life, because it's strengthening how much you are willing to accept your own self-value. And the more self-value you have, the more confidence you're going to have, the better you are going to feel, the more trust you're going to have in positive outcomes and the world being a safer place. It can be even easier to accept compliments knowing that it's not just that you're accepting it because you believe it. You're accepting it in that moment because you know it's helping you as a tool to be stronger in your own foundation. So then what to do with it afterwards, right? Especially if you're in a social situation. When you have a moment to yourself, just mulling over what was said and perhaps speaking it out, writing it out, getting it out. That way you can have it to look back on if that doesn't freak you out too much. But then you can also kind of analyze it and go, okay, why was this triggering to me? And do I believe what they said? If not, why? If so, why? And try to use this hack along the way within that and other stress hacks that we talk about that I will link below to help you navigate through that, to remind yourself that you are safe, if you are in fact safe, of course, and that it is safe for you to feel that positivity and to soak it in and absorb it fully. It might take you a while to just sit there or maybe go about your day and try and feel it throughout the day, knowing that it is helping you to grow, to stretch, to become stronger, to become more accepting of your value. Alrighty, so here are the clothes that I was hiding behind, by the way. Thank you so much for being here. You really do matter to me. and I appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much. Just remember, you are important. You have value. You are amazing. Mwah.